Do you need to do a skills audit? Do you even know what a skills audit is? Maybe it's time that you did sit down and audit your skills. Now it's time for us to get practical again and be like, what can we actually do to figure out after we pivot what it is that we're going to do? I used to be an external auditor. And for those of you who do not know what that is, it is a part of the accounting profession. But effectively, what we do is we look at companies' financial statements. Those are the statements that tell us how many assets they have, how many liabilities they have, how much profit they have because of their income and their expenses. So I would look at the financial statements of a company and basically go line by line. I'm talking about all the different assets, all the different liabilities, all the different income streams, expenses, etc. And we would run that through our testing processes. So what's the reason for this? Well, in the UK and across the world, we have financial standards. And those financial standards help the external finance community, or anyone, basically, even you yourself, to look at the information of different companies. Now, most companies, they have internal ways of measuring their success, their growth, how much income they have, etc. But when they release their financial statements, it needs to be released in a standardized format so that they can be compared against other companies, maybe in that industry or maybe in that field, etc. But if they provided us with financial statements and they were doing it based on two different measures, it wouldn't be comparable. And for that reason, you have people like auditors who are able to apply the financial standards to it, then test that it meets those thresholds and those actual principles, and then ensure that the financial statements show a true and fair view. Now, I've said all of that just so that you can understand when I talk about auditing your skills, there's so much that goes into it. Once, as auditors, we actually did all of our tests, it provided assurance to stakeholders. Like I said, stakeholders could be people like yourself, it could be banking institutions, it could be investors, it's a whole array of people. Also built confidence in that company. People felt confident about the information that they were receiving, and it ensured that that company had strong internal controls. Look, you can only ensure that your figures are correct and your data entry is correct by having strong internal controls. Now, how can we use that to audit ourselves? How can we kind of use that framework to audit ourselves? So we're going to take some of the concepts that we used: true and fair, assurance and building confidence, and internal controls. Now, just bear with me here. Trust me, this is all going to come together. So if we look at being true and fair, as an individual, who are you? Who are you really? What's your personality? What do you like to do? Are you an introvert? Are you an extrovert? Are you happy to sit in front of the camera and talk to people all day? Are you happy to do that in live situations? Or do you just want to do it where it's pre-recorded, like you really don't want to have anyone in front of you? Are you the type of person who is creative, or are you very systematic in everything that you do? Can you be all over the place with things, or are you actually organized? Get a grip of who you are holistically. And I love that word. It used to annoy me, but that holistic word, it really encompasses what I'm trying to say here. Get a grip of who you are holistically. Create a list. Write down all of the words that you think describes you. Go and ask those who are nearest and dearest to you, if you could describe me in 5 words, what would that look like? I guarantee you there's going to be some things that come out of those answers and responses that you'll be shocked by. But it's also good to get this external view of what people see when they see you. So now that we've done that, that helps us to kind of, scope out kind of how we're going to interact with the world, how we do interact with the world, and what we're going to do, how we're going to build that into our personal brand. The next thing is building confidence and providing assurance. How can you build confidence and provide assurance if you are talking about things that you know nothing about? If you're just parroting things that you've heard from other people, or you haven't taken the time to really do your own personal research, it's not going to go down well. And I think people will be able to see straight through you. So let's look at the things that we are good at. Let's think of the things that we have expertise in. And I guarantee you there is something that you have expertise in. Was you good at maths? Are you better at maths than most people? Are you an accountant? Honestly, guys, I thought I had nothing to give the world. And then I literally had my mom and my husband and my friends around me being like, you're talking about things I have no idea about. You know more than I do. I'm not a specialist in any specific area. I'm more of a generalist. But some of us as accountants, we're kind of generalists. We know a bit about a lot of things. But what we do know is more than the average person. And that's the information that we can share with people very confidently. So what do you have to do? What kind of things do you know? What kind of experience, knowledge do you have? And this doesn't have to be academic knowledge. This can be experiential experience. So things that you've done. Are you great at gardening? Is there information that you can provide? I have an example of my friend who she's an amazing gardener, and I wanted to grow fruit and veg one summer, and she came over and she helped me put in the soil and told me the difference between topsoil and compost, and she brought me seeds, and she would literally do like calls with me. I would send her pictures of how things were coming up or not coming up because some of the things didn't grow. But because of her expertise, I was able to grow beetroot, spinach, tomatoes, but on a balcony 5 floors up. And it was only because of her skills and expertise. So there is something that you're able to do for others. Now let's talk about internal controls, or identifying weaknesses in internal controls. I think it is really, really good if people are able to look inwards and basically state where they have strengths, yes. And we've done that. We've looked at where we can build confidence and provide assurance. But let's look at our weaknesses as well. In looking at your weaknesses and identifying your weaknesses, you're actually able to train yourself. You're able to go and seek advice, guidance. Now, a weakness might be your public speaking. Your weakness might be that you have so much information in your head, you have so much you can share with people, but when it comes to sharing that publicly, whether you're behind a camera or you're actually in front of people, you just can't. You start stuttering, you start freaking out. That means that you need to take time to either sit in front of that camera like I'm doing right now, and hopefully you've seen some kind of progression during these videos, and just get comfortable. Or you need to sit in front of 3 people, maybe 3 of your friends, and provide some information to them, like present something to them, and keep working at that skill. Sometimes it might be, like I said, I'm not a tax specialist per se, and I'm more of a generalist, but if I have an interest in something, I'm going to have to take more time to get to know and understand the ins and outs, the intricate details. And that might look like me reading more books. To be fair, for me it is. I read a lot of books about personal tax and company tax, and it helps me with what I'm trying to build out. However, it means you need to take the time to invest in yourself. And I know you've seen a lot of videos talking about your best investment is yourself, and those people are not lying. We are not lying. We need to take the time to invest in ourselves. If you want to be good or better at anything, you have to take the time to invest in yourself. And yes, you might have skills and knowledge that you're able to share with people as at this point, but those things can change regularly. They can change quickly. And it's so important that you continue to upskill yourself. And it's looking at those internal weaknesses or those actual weaknesses and identifying them and building upon them. Now, you don't have to see it as a weakness. You can just see it as something that's lacking, but it doesn't matter. Whichever way you want to term it, it's something you can build upon. So I know that was a long-winded way to talk about what is external audit and how, as an external auditor, I decided to audit my own skills. But what I wanted to do is kind of link what I used to do to what you could do and what I did for myself, and how you can use that to build out not just whatever it is you're going to offer or whatever your small business is going to be, but also to just build upon yourself as a person. Because guys, like I said, we are our biggest investments. And anything that you're trying to do in a company that maybe you're going to create or you have created, you have to have some kind of knowledge and expertise. So hopefully you enjoyed this video and it has provided you with some kind of help and guidance. And I look forward to seeing you in the future.